Alright, my apologies, folks. Yeah, thing was acting up, so therefore I'm doing a two-part on this, on the White Thugs Friday, because this is something I need to get out. But anyway, back to what I was saying, calling out Sheriff Coon Clark, Captain Motormouth. This happened right here in your own backyard. Let me get to the story. And this came from the Star Tribune. The man that you see there in the picture on the podcast there, if you don't follow it on YouTube, in the lower left-hand corner inset, that happens to be, the gentleman name happens to be Douglas Nitek. If I said Daniel Nitek, my apologies. That was my mistake. I thought it was Daniel Nitek, but it's Douglas Nitek. 43 years of age. He's the one that was responsible for killing Rusk County Sheriff's Deputy Daniel Glaze, who was shot late Saturday in a field near Ladysmith. He leaves behind his wife Sarah, 3 small children. You know, Douglas Nitek was arrested late Sunday morning after deputies were fired upon by the suspect at his home. Nitek remains jailed pending charges. Authority has not disclosed a possible motive for the shooting or the circumstances surrounding the encounter. Nitek's criminal history in Wisconsin, well, this is another one. He reaches all the way back to the mid-1990s and includes convictions for sexual assault, theft, fleeing police, disorderly conduct, multiple instances of drunk driving, and attempting to pass bad checks. Now, what do all those charges have in common right there? I just mentioned. Well, according to the FBI 2015 Crime in the U.S. Stats, Table 43 states that when it comes to disorderly conduct, multiple drunk driving, sexual assault, theft, 73.6% of the people who leads in that category happens to be whites. Now let me continue. Glaze has been with the sheriff's office for one and a half years, a year and a half. You know, Deputy Glaze's time with us was short, but his service will forever be appreciated. You know, he's gone but not forgotten. You know, they always gonna try to big him up and all this other stuff. Previously, he was with the Hayward Police Department for 8 years, and at the same time, he worked for the Sawyer County Sheriff's Office in the jail and handling prisoner transports. His first job after graduating from Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College in Rice Lake was with the Fall Creek Police Department. Glaze was known affectionately to his family as Boone, reads his funeral notice. He grew up in the Birchwood area, which is about 35 miles north of Ladysmith. But Nitek is right now sitting in jail. But the thing of the matter is, when it comes down to this is, like I said, once again, while white privilege goes in like that, you have to understand something to my people. The police is not there to go ahead and police white people. They're there to go ahead to keep black people under control. And they're doing it through this Nazism of white supremacy. See, when one of their own do it, they go ahead and give them a slap on the wrist, without failing to realize that they're the ones who basically are going ahead and killing each other left and right. Blacks have just gone ahead and trying to abide by the law. These fools get out here and break the law every doggone time. Now, I know I'm going to hear from some of these old fuck-ass Stormfront trolls, or any one of the the fascists over there at Fox News, you know, because they all wanted to say like this was a black person that did this as well, but we're nowhere in Milwaukee, okay? But as soon as they find us a white man, they get all quiet. There's no word from the mainstream media on neither one of these cases, by the way. None from CNN, which barely got any blacks over there after they let go of Donna Brazile. But That's what happens when you buck dance and you coon. Shoot, right now, only Don Lemon Meringue Pie is the only one still left. But then his ass is probably up for grabs. Literally. Not on NSNBC. Definitely, none of these stations. So, no doubt that Nitek and Scott Michael Green may probably end up going ahead and seeing each other. But you have to keep in mind and remember, it's like what Tariq Nasheed said. They have to make these sacrifices like this just to maintain their system of white supremacy, which their time is just about up. Because the law enforcement with the race soldiers that have infiltrated law enforcement since 2007, as reported by the FBI dossier of how white nationalist groups have infiltrated in law enforcement, every inch of law enforcement on local, state, and federal levels, because they represent the enforcement arm of white supremacy. Coupled along with the racist DAs and the judges, they make up this unified cabal that basically wants to go ahead and seize about the demise and destruction of us. And let's not forget about the lamestream media that also represents the propaganda arm to get them off. So when you see ex-cops like that bald-headed, pinhead-looking sucker Harry Hawk or Bo Dickhead Dietlow, two retired NYPD Dunkin' Donuts hangarounds, you know it's never good. And they gotta throw an occasional coon or Sambo up in there. Isn't that right, Sonny? But this is what happens with what you get. It's the same thing here, no different than it is in Florida with George Zimmerman. Why he stays behind up there in Lake Marion and never coming down here in Miami, because he knows what's going to happen to him. He followed and murdered a 17-year-old boy in Trayvon Martin, who was coming home from the store. And he's still running around loose. Things from putting his gun up on eBay to barricading himself in his ex-girlfriend's house where he kicked her out, to doing all this other type of stuff. The question I want to know when it comes down to Zimmer bitch, all these so-called gangster rappers, the usual Jeezys and 50 Cent and all them, why haven't y'all gone after taking this fat fuck out? But I'm not here to talk about Zimmerman. That's just a question you need to ponder on. But these walking RH chromosome, hairback, knuckle dragging, cave dwellers are not basically too bright in the brain whatsoever. And it shows. It definitely shows. Definitely shows. But that's not only report that I got today. Both of them on top of that If you want to go ahead and check the links in the description, go to part 1 of this, where I got it linked up at right there, and you can see for yourself that the numbers don't lie. Because what we just witnessed this past week, going into this weekend, was nothing more than just another day in the office in the self-inflicted and massive genocide of the ongoing scourge known as white on white crime. And that concludes my broadcast for the day. This is your humble servant. This is your main man, Mr. O. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And before I do that, for my subscribers and anybody that want to subscribe, you can subscribe either from here at the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel where I broadcast live at, under my name now, o.jackson. Or better yet, you can just go ahead and download the app Spreaker, which is in the Google Play Store. And if you have an iPhone or Apple iOS, you can download it in there too. And just type in hashtag #TheAmazingShow and subscribe through there. So next time when I go live, whenever I go live, you can always enter the chat room, leave your little comments. Everything is such sort. With that said, I'm out. Y'all have a beautiful day. Have a nice weekend. And remember that this show here is always first and foremost black first, black always, black forever. No buck dancing, no cooning, no samboing, no soft shoeing, none of that here. I'm out. James, let's roll, man. Oh, and by the way, if you want to follow, you can also follow me too on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Amen_Ra_7. The capital A, Amen, AMEN _ capital R, A _7.